infinity combos, infinity combos, infinity combos.
Infinite combos can be cancerous. It depends on how you perceive them. Now, if you're the type of person to do, let's say, ground combos, let's say like the Goku combo constantly, which you can do something similar to that with custom characters, and if you do that with 100 basic, then that shit can really get annoying, but that's not essentially an infinite combo. So I'm gonna break down what actually an infinite combo is, and ways to actually perceive it, and the many ways that you can do it. Alright, so let's talk about the basic infinite combo. And I mean like the basic controls, the basic attack, square, 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 triangle, all that shit. Now, there's many ways to do it. Like, for example, depending on what race you are, I'm not going to go in detail with all the races, but let's just say a stand, for example. All you have to do with them is press square and triangle, and you can just chain up an infinite combo right there. So the person, if they don't vanish after you hit before you hit them up, it's GG. They have to use 3 bars of stamina to get out, unless you drop them for some reason. If you're a basic attacker, then you're not gonna drop them at all. Unless you're going easy on them. And let's say for like other races, like usually it's the basic 4 or 5 squares, whichever one, and you just dash up and you continue to hit them, and that's just a straight up basic infinite combo right there. Or you can constantly do triangle, square, square, and keep doing that over and over. That's another sort of infinite combo. So as you can see, even with the basic infinite combos, there's many ways to do it. Now let's talk about the strike super infinite combos. Now these may be infamous, as in the super dragonfly infinite combos, to where you can just hit them with one super dragonfly at the top of the map and chain it together. If you're not lagging, they'll all connect. It'll do an ass ton of damage, especially if you got 100 in strike. But don't be that one nigga. And technically, you really can't say that's cheap, because what's the difference? Like, if you catch somebody with 1 bar of stamina and hit them with those many super dragon flights, that's about almost the equivalent of a basic attacker hitting you a couple, 10 times, 15 times, if not? Yeah, about 15 times. That's if they don't have a defense or attack boost or whatnot. But there's many ways to consider strike infinite and basic infinite and infinite combos in general. Now another infinite combo with strikes is final cannon, and all you gotta do is basically hit them up, and like you just have to hit them at the top of the map, do final cannon, hit them again, then connect it again, and keep doing over and over again. That's another version of infinite combos. Now I'm gonna get to why some of these things, I'm just saying them while putting them in a what if the opponent had stamina scenario. So like they can still get out of it. It's just that while they're waiting for their stamina to recover, this is what's happening while they're waiting. Now there's also key infinite combos. Funny enough, there's the 1-2 death beam, and then you step up, hit them, and keep doing it over and over again. There's one I made with my Namekian. Don't know if you could do it with any other races. Probably can do it with a Majin. But it's basically hit them with ill range from a certain angle. You can dash up and then hit them again, and you can keep it going over and over again. There's one with Evil Whirlwind, but it's a lot harder. And even if I'm on my Namekian, you really can't do it. So nah, just scratch that. I said that you really can't do it infinite with Evil Whirlwind, but ill range for sure. I'm not sure what other key infinite combos there is. There is one with Flash Bomber, but there's like a split second to where your opponent falls out, and if y'all are on good connection, you can catch them and do it over again. But 9 times out of 10, after that first Flash Bomber, they'll have all their stamina. It'll be a lot of damage though. I could be missing out on a couple of key moves. I know Power Blitz on a Female Earth, and you can do that with ease. Just hit them with square, triangle, then do Power Blitz. One of them will hit them. You can step up, and you have sold. It's like the fastest. I don't know why it's like that, but especially for Female Earth, and that's definitely an infinite combo. So now that I put these into perspective and just let you know, what if the opponent has stamina during all these? Well, it just depends whichever one you're doing. Now, if you're doing one where they're getting juggled, they'll have to wait till they get 3 bars. So that's technically an infinite combo. But if the opponent has to wait, sorry for the coughing, I'm kind of a little sick. But if the opponent has to wait for their stamina to come back, that's an infinite combo. If you're doing a ground combo like the Goku combo and your opponent has to wait for them to get 2 bars of stamina, that's an infinite combo. Because they can, after that 2 bars, it's their option to take more damage. But that is essentially an infinite combo. Now, you can't do those types of infinites with Earthens, but you can do them with Freezes and Majins, doing the specific button inputs, which is more than likely just fucking triangle for some reason. But that is, yes, considered a ground infinite combo, and those are even worse because the opponent's stamina does not come back as fast as it would with a combo where you would juggle them in the air. Their stamina recovery would speed up. But with the ground combos, it would just be as you're hitting them normally, but you can just reset it over and over again. That's like the equivalent of you getting a male human and, you know, coming out cancel and just resetting it 24/7, and not even a male human, just a human in general. If you're a male human or a female human with 100 basic and you just use Kamehameha cancel, if you catch somebody with 1 bar of stamina and constantly you reset one combo, I'm telling you, by the time they're able to evade with 3 bars of stamina as they would normally while you're juggling them, they would already be dead. I swear to fucking Christ, they would already be dead or almost dead. So the fact that you can compare it like that to a juggle combo is very fucking atrocious. But now let's talk about what if the opponent didn't have stamina during all these scenarios. Alright, so the basic infinite combo, let's talk about the ground one first. Well, your opponent wouldn't be able to get out the way anyway, regardless of what combo you're doing, so I guess it's just a combo at that point. And if you're a basic attacker, you gotta put some damage in somehow. So if you get that guard break, well, it's pretty much GG. Despite, I'm not gonna say that doing an infinite combo or some sort with 100 basic isn't fucking ridiculous, because you can literally just kill somebody. Like if I go on my Namekian and I break somebody's guard and hit them with my fucking strongest move, Special Beam Cannon, Z Assist with Guess You Should Fuse, fucking buff, and Mach Dash and Unlock Potential, they're not gonna die. They're not gonna get one-shotted. I'm gonna take away only 45% of their health. 9 times out of 10, they'll be at 70% health. So then they'll only be at, wait, let's see. If it takes away 45% health, they'll most likely be at 70%, 25% health. That's what they'll have left. Not to mention if they have a defense buff, which 9 times out of 10 people do because they run Common or Piccolo, and if your key is at max, you have that defense buff anyway, and despite what it says being little, it's fucking a lot. They'll still have way more than that. They'll have 30% of that health left more than likely. And the fact is, if I was a basic attacker, they would be dead before their stamina could even come back. And some people say, like, being a key blaster or striker, if you break someone's guard, you gotta really make use of that, because like you're not gonna kill them in one thing. That's how Dimps did it. You can't kill someone in one strike or one super. Like back in the day, like you could kill somebody in one Spirit Sword. I remember that because it was double tap. But now Spirit Sword doesn't do that much damage. Justice Combination doesn't do that much damage, even with a Z Assist. It does do enough to inflict, like with Justice Combination and Spirit Sword. The thing about them is your opponent only needs to be like have 1 bar stamina. You don't need to necessarily break that guard. But I'm getting a little offside track here. So let's talk about if your opponent didn't have stamina during a strike super combo, infinite combo. Well, they're pretty much dead, just like same thing with basic. It's just a few exceptions. With basic, you can pretty much start off a combo off of anything. Just hit them with triangle, square, square, and they'll start off an infinite combo. But with fucking strike supers, you have to be at the top of the map, unless you do the Pearl Flash Infinite, which I made, or the Orange combo and the Powerful combo, Infinite combo, which is pretty atrocious. I'm not gonna fucking lie, but if you want to use it, use it. But with the other generic ones, Super Dragon Flight and Final Cannon, you got to get them at the top of the map. So if your map or your connection isn't good, that combo more than likely will not happen. You will have broke that guard for nothing and basically reset their stamina for them. And that just gives them an excuse to say that they beat you more than likely. And if you still win, fucking good, fucking perfect. But Another infinite combo, with the key. Now we're moving on to key blast infinite combos. There's not many. I already said that I don't really know many, but even despite you doing an infinite with the key blast, it's kind of the same thing with strike supers, the strike super infinites. But with the key infinites, the little that I do know, because I don't really use infinites with key, I just usually hit fucking combo and do whatever my opponent. I just mirror my opponent or whatnot. But like, let's say the death beam infinite, if you break your opponent's guard and do that, that's kind of useless, but it's kind of useful. Now the thing about the death beam 2-hit thing, you're more than likely going to take about 7% of that health away with every time you hit them with 2 death beams. It takes about a second to launch both death beams. It takes you about a second to dash up and hit them. Then it takes you, and then you just keep doing it over. So you take away 7% of that health in 2 seconds. It takes an opponent 8 seconds to get their health back. Their stamina back. 7 times 4 would equal 28. So you take away 28% of their health. Now the death beam thing, infinite combo during that time, no, that's not useful. You hit them with an ultimate or hit them with something, another infinite combo if you know it. So you can pretty much see that depending on what infinite combo you do, it just depends on whether your opponent's guard is broken or not. I'm pretty sure no one would complain about infinite combos if they constantly got their fucking guard broken 24/7. They may complain that they get one-shotted of it for basic attack or whatever reasons. But just like the infinite combo with death beam, if your opponent's guard is broken, that infinite is pretty much useless. But if they only have like 1 bar stamina, that combo is very fucking useful. You see what I'm saying? Because if they have 1 bar stamina, it'll more than likely take them 8 seconds or a little under that to get I would say 3 bars, so you can compare it to that, but they'll only need 2 bars to vanish out. But if you catch them after that, they'll have 0 bars. It'll more than likely take them 8 seconds to get those extra 2 bars back that they would have to escape, and you can keep doing it over and over again. So it's useful in some ways and it's useful in other ways. It just depends on whether the opponent's guard is broken or not. So my opinion on infinite combos, it just depends on the situation. Like if you, let's say with Goku, if you constantly do the Goku ground combo while your opponent has like 1 bar stamina, you constantly do it, alright, that's kind of fucking ridiculous. But if you break your opponent's guard and keep doing it, it's stale, it's annoying, but what's the difference between him doing that and just launching you up in the air? If anything, that benefits you, considering once you get your stamina back, you only got to use 2 bars of stamina instead of using a 3 to get out the combo, the infinite combo that he already put you in, unless he hits you with an ultimate like Super Kamehameha or something. But that's my opinion on it. Some people are gonna feel different about it. That's fine on me. Feel free to report the video and flag it like I always say. Feel free to also like it if you like the video. If you hate my opinion, yeah, good for you. But that'll be the end. Also, thanks for the people that watched to the end. If you want me to talk about something, just put it in the comments. I may do a video just asking for like a bunch of questions to do a video on, but I'm just doing it for just like kind of a reward for the people that watch the entire thing. I don't know how many people are actually watching because it's kind of going on 15 minutes, so I'll end it here. But yeah, thanks for watching, and that's my opinion on if infinite combos are cheap.